I'm Kevin Benedict, SAP mentor, blogger, analyst, and veteran EDI manager. I think that's a good thing. And I have with me today a guest, Carter Johnson. He's the Vice President, Line of Business Solutions with SAP Labs. Welcome, Carter.
Hi, Kevin. Thank you. Glad to be here.
So I'm calling in from Boise, Idaho. Where are you calling in from today?
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia. Well, again, thank you for joining us. Today we're going to talk about something that I think is very interesting. Of course, I'm a veteran EDI manager, so I think a lot of things are interesting that others might not. But I want to know more about SAP's Information Interchange by Crossgate. Can you give us an overview of what that is?
Sure. So Crossgate is a business partner of SAP and has been for quite some time. And we've taken elements of Crossgate's portfolio and prepackaged it in our own certification center at SAP, and we resell it as SAP Information Interchange. And what it is it's a turnkey B2B content engine and associated trading partner profiles. So what that means is that it's a piece of software that our customers buy from SAP that comes with their trading partner map. And they purchase that as licensed material, really, and it becomes a turnkey product for B2B integration to SAP and non-SAP systems.
Now, that's fascinating to me because EDI, as we all know, have been around for decades, but now SAP is wanting to get involved in B2B and EDI. Why are they getting involved in this after all these decades?
Well, the question is probably why have we not done it sooner? I think that the SAP iDoc is one of the largest standardized business document that's used in the world, although it's not really standardized because many implementations of iDocs, or almost all implementations of iDocs, are different. Right. And we also have enterprise services as a part of the SAP Business Suite. And we've got 130,000 or so customers if you include our SME portfolio. They're all doing business with each other. They're all using iDocs and enterprise services for things like invoices and purchase orders and advanced shipping notices, et cetera. And then they're all using somebody else's technology or applications to communicate with each other. And it's sort of like, well, why don't we get into this business? And I think, too, that the rise of our on-demand portfolio and our networked applications strategy, where we're really wanting to provide the on-premise business process expertise as well as an on-demand portfolio and all the interconnects in between, it sort of makes sense at this time.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Having been in the industry for many years myself, I always wondered why everybody had to buy their own EDI system, learn how to run it, hire their own EDI experts, create their own maps, and their next-door neighbor, when they're ready, they have to do the whole thing over again. There was just no way of leveraging the work that's been done before. So I can see that somebody like SAP, with their large customer base, can leverage all the interfaces with the SAP client base, and they know what the back end needs already, so it just makes sense to me.
Exactly, and the rise of EDI, as you sort of have articulated, was very much point to point, and it's still largely a lot how many customers do it. And it's sticky, right? I mean, people don't generally rip that out once they have that infrastructure in place.
Right.
But as people try to move to more real-time systems, you'd be amazed at how many batch systems are still out there. The supply chain really requires real-time. So people want to move to real-time systems. People are upgrading their technology infrastructure. And when you do that, you break those connections and you have to look at rebuilding them. And we believe we have a little bit of a better mousetrap in the fact that we have a content factory that's building these profiles. So we're building the trading partners' invoices and purchase orders and all the different type of business documents that are utilized. And we have them in a repository, and we deliver them to our customers. So when the customer takes SAP Information Interchange, they don't have to do anything. They don't have to map anything. They don't have to buy any translators. And furthermore, their trading partner can come as they are. So whether they're running QuickBooks or they're doing Edifact or have a more established B2B infrastructure, even using perhaps an existing trading exchange from a particular industry, doesn't matter. we can take them all in. So both the customer and supplier enablement to an SAP customer becomes much less intrusive for them. And then the reusable content over the long term really pays out with a good value proposition.
So who is the target audience then for this, Carter? Because I know a lot of your customers, they may have 100, 200 EDI professionals sitting in cubicles right now monitoring and updating maps all day long.
That's exactly right. And that is our target customer is our SAP install base primarily. Information interchange is not it's not specific just to SAP systems, but the front end, if you will, integration between the business suite as well as line of business applications like SNC and TM is where we get that good value proposition. And we have very large customers that have been dealing with very large B2B infrastructures internally. And as an example, when I was at SAP Insider a couple of weeks ago in Orlando and gave a presentation on this topic, I had someone come up to me that said they had more than 200 people internally that are managing their B2B infrastructure just for logistics. And we're not even talking about order to cash and procure to pay, but just for their logistics, because it's so complicated. And we have TM 8.0 coming out soon, and we'll have that integrated in with pre-integrated B2B capability to do things like ocean freight tendering, for example, which is a real problem for a lot of our customers. And so it really becomes an enhanced solution for our line of business applications and the business suite, and not just our large enterprise customers either, because our SME portfolio with Value Design is also integrated with SAP Information Interchange. And then you can look at the use case being not just trading partners, customers and suppliers, but also intra-company transactions too, because there's a lot of subsidiaries that aren't connected to the larger enterprise in a lot of cases.
So how does this actually get implemented then? Having been an EDI manager myself, I'm familiar with the process of vendor selection, getting in some server-based software, getting people to understand it, start building maps, start reaching out to your trading partners, get a trading partner agreement, start doing some proof of concepts and tests. It's this long, drawn-out process that, especially if you have a large number of trading partners, can very easily be a multi-year rollout process to get your top 10%, top 20%, then work your way down to the small ones. But how does it work with the SAP Information Interchange model?
Well, it works a lot quicker because of the fact that we have this reusable content scenario. So we have a huge collection of already created and populated partner profiles or trading partner profiles. So Walmart Mexico's invoice, or Carefor's purchase order, and we can reuse that content. And so a customer comes to us and says, here's the trading partners I need to do business with, here are the documents I need to pass, and we deliver those to the customer. Like I said, we've got a content factory always creating those. And then from a services standpoint, the SAP system needs to be B2B enabled, so there's sometimes a little bit of work that's done on that end to configure the system to work with SAP Information Interchange, and that's usually a very small project. And then we turn the system on. The customer, again, isn't dealing with translators and isn't dealing with mapping. We're taking that off of their shoulders and off of their responsibility and moving it into the cloud.